What's one thing every man should know before having sex for the first time? If you're bad at dirty talk, there's no shame in responding with an enthusiastic haha. This brought to you by the guy who responded to "Do you like that PSSY?" with "Well, I certainly don't hate it. Don't do that. Trim your damn fingernails." Rhythm beats speed. I found Conor McGregor. It's not PRN. Don't freak out if she doesn't wail like a dying baboon the moment you even touch her. Unless she asks. Don't try to pound her into oblivion for 3 hours with a change in sex positions every 2 minutes. Smack or spit on her vag. Or get angry if when she can't orgasm. I recently hooked up with a girl and before we got started she told me that it was her first time. I guess she watched too much PRN because when I tried to go down on her, she started moaning like crazy before I even did anything. As in, my head was between her legs but my mouth was nowhere near her vagina yet. I looked up and she was thrashing her head around, wailing, sucking her fingers, the whole 9 yards. But I wasn't doing anything. At one point I breathed on her and she came. Was W-I-L-D. How about a nice kiss? You don't have to go stampeding towards the clitoris. Stampeding towards the clitoris is my Whitesnake cover band. Do not treat her clit like a scratch and win card. Edit. Thanks to you Chinesicaton for the gold. If you're a guy, prioritize foreplay. Makes her feel more comfortable and prolongs the experience. If you're a gal, don't lie about orgasms. It's warm in there. Warmer than you think it will be. My first thought my first time. I actually wasn't mentally there for a minute after entry. Just like wow. This is nothing like I imagined. But also so much more pleasant. She might have to guide you in. Sometimes for a new pilot it's like you're flying blind. I love being guided in. It's very welcoming to have a girl put your penis in her versus waiting to accept penis. Turns me on. Sometimes there's funny noises. You don't hear them in PRN but they appear in real life. Your first time is probably going to be quick. Don't beat yourself up over it. The average penis is 5 inches. You are big enough. She's going to feel it. And it's going to feel good. 80% of you being the best she's ever had has nothing to do with penis size or technique. It's all in her head and has to do with how amped she is to be having sex with you and how SI she feels. So be sure to tell her how SI she is. Go down on her first. When you're down there, offhandedly comment that she smells tastes good. Make sure she knows how SI you think she is. When you are going down on her and during sex listen to her. Do more of what makes her moan and makes her say like keep doing that. When she says keep doing that, keep doing exactly that. Don't do it harder or faster or anything different. When you're done, don't forget the high five. This guy S. Harder doesn't mean faster. Don't try to imitate PRN. That stuff is for show and uncomfortable as hell. My pizza delivery job was so disappointing. A condom is much cheaper than 18 years of child support. If she says don't stop then you're doing something right. Do not speed up or change rhythm. The first thing that happens when a girl says that is the guy tries to focus on what he's doing and immediately s up what he's doing. Edit. I'm not at all surprised that my most liked comment on Reddit is about guys' problems in the sack. Doubled my comment karma actually lol. Express yourself. She wants you to. Guys who learn from PRN tend to be really quiet and unresponsive, while expecting wails of bliss from the woman. My GF tells me that she's been turned off by guys in the past who would have sex and reach orgasm without making hardly any noise or saying anything. Apparently it's creepy. Let your partner know how you feel and how much you're enjoying this. I just failed trying to lose my virginity on Wednesday. Could you have posted this a week earlier? At least I will be ready for take 2. I've failed to lose mine every day for 26 years now. You don't always have to hard. In fact, sometimes that's not right to do. Sometimes you got to make some love. And then give her some smooches too. It's already been said. But I'll say it again for the guys in the back. PRN is not real. Women generally do not enjoy the bull they do in PRN. PRN is for your viewing pleasure. It sure as hell isn't for the women in the video's pleasure. Second, this is something that gets skipped over a lot. Do yourself a favor and don't choke your own chicken too hard. The number of guys that have trouble getting off or staying hard because they are too aggressive with their own cocks is sad. A vagina is not like a fist. By squeezing this out of your dick, you kill sensitivity and then sex can be a very frustrating experience. Don't mangle your dangle. Sometimes you worry about everything else and forgot the basics. Clip your fingernails. You know what hot tub position you've always wanted to try? Yeah, it's probably next to impossible and you should probably hold off unless you want to break your dick. Maximize foreplay. Like longer than you want it to go on. She'll almost always take longer to warm up. And it's important. Wait until she's essentially begging for it. Also get good at eating her out. There's plenty of advice threads out there to read on tips to get good at it. She'll appreciate it. Even if you're awkward as hell or quick to blow during intercourse. Trust me. Hearing there's no way this is your first time is hot as hell. Trust me. Hearing there's no way this is your first time is hot as hell. Especially the 10th time. Right. Don't go around telling everybody about it afterwards. Those guys you're trying to impress aren't ever going to go to bed with you. It's what women think about you afterwards that really matters. Discretion is an important virtue that will interest other women. Always pee afterwards. Go to clean the pipes to avoid that UT. It's like razor blades. The first time probably won't last as long as you think it should. PRN uses cutaways and editing to make it seems like these guys are lasting for hours without busting. But you are about to lose your virginity and are excited. Need citation, so don't be surprised when you are a few pumps in and go off. Also, making sex work for her is all about finding a rhythm that gets her going and sticking to that rhythm. There's a time and place for mixing things up, but when she starts working towards her orgasm, that is not it. Edit. Didn't expect this many upvotes on this, but I'm glad some people agree with my opinions about virgin sex. Capital P. Edit 2. Welp. First post north of 1k upvotes. Hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving or just a generally good week. If you meet resistance putting it in, friction. Dryness. Very tight. Other. For some stupid reason a lot of men seem to think the answer is oh. Better push harder. And that's stupid and bad and don't do that. I even tell guys, hey, I'm not ready yet, don't push like that, so they stare at me for a second or two and then push in way hard. Like they were waiting for me to open a garage or something. That's not how it works. I don't know why you think that's how it works. Just like if she was trying to get you hard. You need to with it to get it wet. If you're totally clueless and selfish, rub your dickhead over her clit at least. If not, you're the dickhead. I'm obviously pretty bitter. But I think it's still good advice. It's lower than you think. When she says keep doing that, don't stop doing that. Don't do it faster. Slower. Harder or softer. Don't even think about anything different. Just keep doing that. Since it's your first time, the chances of you lasting for a shorter amount of time than either you or your partner probably expect or would prefer are very, very high. That's not your fault. It's just reality. Your dick is extremely excited about what's about to happen. And who could blame it? Once you understand this reality, it becomes obvious why right now is a good time to learn the lesson about how being a good lover, from most women's perspectives, at least, has little or nothing to do with how fast you get to the pounding piv intercourse. Quite the opposite. Really. Take your time. If the person you're doing this with is anywhere near as inexperienced as you are, take even more time. To add to this, It's also completely normal for you to actually not be able to get hard or orgasm the first time if you're nervous. The first time I had sex I was so nervous that I couldn't get hard for 20 minutes and the sex lasted more than an hour. It freaked me out. But subsequent attempts went much better. If she says you don't need to use a condom. As a 16-year-old reading this, I now know that it doesn't go in the belly button. Faster doesn't always mean better. Communicate. Communicate. Asterisk. Talk to her. Ask her what's working, what isn't, what she'd like. And be vocal for yourself too. Let yourself learn. Experiment. And be open. Real life sex is very unlike PRN. Communication and a good sense of humor make the inevitable bloopers a learning experience, not an embarrassment. Always blow a raspberry on her belly afterwards. Chicks love that. Can confirm. I'm raspberry. If she says she is on birth control or tells you that you don't need to wear a condom, absolutely wear a condom. Wear a condom. The second thing I would like to impress upon you is this. Wear a condom. Once you have done it you wonder why it and virginity is such a big deal to society. Wear a condom. Also it will be fast. So spend a lot of time going down on your girl so she will want to go again. The best orgasms are mutual orgasms. So get her in a good mood. If she wants to have sex with you, it is because it is you. Be yourself. A lot of people say you'll only last 3 seconds and other things of that nature. This is not true for everyone. You might not finish at all the first few times. And that's okay too. Just be comfortable with yourself and don't freak out because things didn't happen the way some dude on the internet said it would. How to properly don a condom. Edit. On my grammar and such would be better if I wasn't typing with big, meaty claws. It doesn't go in the belly button. Trust me. But I was told it's always higher than I think it is. PRN is to sex what wrestling is to an actual fight. PRN has lied to you. Do not take any lessons from PRN. Condoms are for pussies. So use one. As a man, shower before sex. Clean those genitals with soap and water. Be thorough. As a woman, same as above. This will make oral much more enjoyable for you all. As a woman, do not wash your genitals with soap. Use a gentle soap on your outer labia if you want. But just water on the rest. If you really want to get her in the mood, right as you're about to start, look her in the eyes. And call her a lying. Pussies aren't the labia trimmed perfect coin purses you see in PRN, and it takes a lot more than just penetration to get them off. Go down and Lord Jesus don't tongue the hole. Smooth circles on the clitoris. Bub. If you're gay or just into butts, come prepared with a good lubricant. Spit doesn't work. Talk to your partner at first and of course take it slow unless they assure you they are down for an inhibited pounding. Also, don't be surprised if some poo happens. It's where it comes from. What I expect? In all penetrative sex, wear a condom. Masturbate to completion an hour or two beforehand. Then masturbate partially again. This will leave you with a spent sack and a charges sex drive. You don't always know you will be having sex. A lot of girls can't get off with just a penis. Do not think something is wrong. You or she may need to flick the bean while you have sex for her to get off. Just varies from chick to chick. Some are sensitive enough to not need fingers. Some are not. Edit. Some girls. Not a lot of girls. Sorry. Stay protected. Wrap it up. Make sure you guys are on the same page. Foreplay is a must. Pay close attention. Not too fast but steady until he indicates otherwise. If you need to stop yourself from coming, relax your muscles, especially your core and butt. It's not PRN. So if she doesn't completely shave there, don't be a jerk about it. Have a towel handy. Never stick it if you wouldn't lick it. 1. Make sure you have sexual consent. Seriously. Talk to each other. And listen. 2. If you have a penis, wear a condom. Just do it. 3. There's more to sex than penetration. 4. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to not get it up or finish fast. As I said, there's more to sex than penetration. If the dick or the VA1T function, do something else. Make out. Touch each other. Go oral. Solve a crossword puzzle. Whatever feels good for both of you. 5. A lot of women can't have an orgasm just from penetration. Find the clitoris. If you don't know where to find it, ask for it. 6. Clean your groin. So, this is 6 things every man should know before having sex for the first time. Anyhow, good luck or whatever. This thread is giving me a boner. If she farts or makes any other noise, don't be an asshole and laugh at her. Women are people too. Making her scared to let go completely during sex with you or anyone else throughout the rest of her young life is a dick move. I'm picturing OP hiding in the bathroom waiting for answers with his girlfriend sitting on the bed waiting. Edit. I'm sorry. Please don't murder me. Boys, make some noise. The hole is lower than you think. Much lower. If she is pushing herself towards your mouth more, you are touching her too lightly. If she is raising her hips, you are licking too high. If she is pulling away a bit and sliding up the bed, you are licking too rough. Pay the attention to her body language. 1. Assuming hetero, birth control. A condom. Always, hetero or not. You should probably have an idea of what she's going to do if it fails and she gets pregnant. Before is the only point you will get to make a choice about if you're prepared to have a baby with this woman. 2. Your job during every sexual encounter is to please your partner. You're there to learn and give them as good a time as possible. Ask questions. Try things. Be brave. Lean to listen to both spoken and unspoken signals. It will take you a while to get good at this, as well as at any techniques. But if you're focused on them, you'll learn to be super good at sex. When you're with a partner who reciprocates on the same level focused on you, you're gonna have a fantastic time and then you'll know you've made an excellent choice. Focus on pleasing the other person instead of yourself. You'll have a lot more fun. Vaginas smell weird. I expected it to smell like women usually smell. Like flowers, coconut, etc. It doesn't. It's not a bad smell, assuming proper hygiene. But it takes some getting used to. Also, smell and taste can vary significantly. Put a finger down there to test before you shove your face in it. Embarrassed to say this, but how and when to use a condom. My sex education wasn't terrible. We learned about condoms, but I remember my first time and totally thinking I needed to just put it on in the beginning and keep it on just in case I need it. Still makes me laugh to this day. If you jerk a lot, you may have a hard time finishing. Actually, you both may have a hard time finishing. It might take a few awkward tries before it gets to be fun. It isn't like PRN. It's awkward and quick the first time. Just grab her by the PSSY. Like the President of the United States of America advises. Be careful. That's how babies are made. Edit. This is way more important than any sex tip. Like really. It is the one thing every guy needs to know. I just can't stress this enough. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. This applies for women. Sex can sometimes involve embarrassing moments. Condoms can be finicky. Mood can be broken by any number of outside things. And believe it or not, you may not always be hard as a iron rock. Don't over apologize or over explain. It won't be the last time gets weird. Stick it inside her and pee. Don't get your hopes up. I bet you're fun at orgies. 1. What constitutes consent? 2. That most women require more foreplay to become aroused. 3. Women's genitals can vary in appearance, as can male genitals. 4. Clean junk is always good, but especially if you are about to have sex. 5. If you don't know where the clit is or how to touch it, ask her to show you how she masturbates. Always a good one for new partners. 6. Real sex isn't like PRN. You don't have to go through multiple athletic positions. You most likely won't be appreciated for spitting or for coming on her face. Deep throating is a rarity. Most women need multiple minutes of clitoral stimulation to come. Calling somebody a whore is not the default. 7. Use a condom. Or both get tested and are monogamous and on another form of birth control. It's not PRN. Go slow. Most girls think it's supposed to hurt, but that isn't true. Sometimes it will no matter what you do, but more often than not it's because you both go too fast. She isn't relaxed. She's expecting it to hurt, so she's tense and not aroused enough. So it does hurt. Go slow. Enjoy the foreplay. Get her as aroused as possible. Be gentle and ask what feels good and what doesn't. Don't force it if it's too tight. Just go back to foreplay until she's ready. You may not notice a difference, but she will. And 10 years later she'll look back at it and think it was a good experience, and when she has a daughter she won't tell her daughter to expect it to hurt, and everyone will have a much better SZOL experience. Also, don't be so serious about it. Sure, it's a big deal. First time and all. But sex is supposed to be fun. Enjoy it. You probably won't last too long once you actually start, which isn't a big deal. Don't worry about it. So take your time and make the whole experience last as long as possible. Oh my gosh. Please clean your junk. Especially if you're uncut. I mean, you should be cleaning down there anyway. But still. If you're having sex for the first time, either with that specific person or with any person, you wanna be impressing them. Don't show up with a smelly dick. Most guys don't want to suck a dick that smells like a urinal. Stop. While you can. They leech off your minds. The vaginas are just sensory connectors. They release pheromones so you're attracted to them. Stay away. Don't let the sex happen. Some girls queef. All girls queef if your position pushes air up in there. You're gonna be bad.